But when you're honest, hardworking, outgoing, easy to deal with, and not desperate for money, that's a recipe. I said that's a recipe to make money. Okay, y'all, good morning. It's what is it? It's Tuesday morning. It's a little bit chilly today. Thank God. I love days like when it's cold. I mean, I like 50 degrees, 45 degrees, you know. So I got a pretty big list today. It's gonna be real cold tonight. The Budweiser called me, and he wants to get a ride to Noonan. I told him I'd give him a ride to Noonan, but he'd have to help me on some of these yards. So I'm gonna grab him on the way up to Noonan, and then he'll probably stay up at the shelter tonight somewhere. I don't know. When it gets real cold, they got a shelter in the city and they give these homeless guys all kinds of stuff. So I don't know exactly what what they is, but I told him that, hey man, if you want to help us do 4 or 5 yards, I'll throw you a few dollars. Well, I usually I'll pay him like $15 an hour or something like that, man. He's only going to help me with like 3 properties, and Bo's been on every one of these jobs before, and they're real easy this time of year. Otherwise, he can get a ride with me up to Noonan, get a little bit of money in his pocket, help me out, helps him out, and he don't have to pay for no ride to Noonan and when he don't have no money. So he needs to get up to the city. So anyway, I gotta grab the blower and a few tools, and I'm pulling out. Peace. Okay, y'all. So I pulled up over here to the store. Bo's over here. Of course, he didn't have no money. So I gave him a little bit of money. Well, it just, enough to get him something to eat and drink and coffee and all. I know I've had a lot of comments, people coming in, saying that, I done brought Bo back, and Bo's not really working for me. Y'all got to keep in mind, man, especially the people that just started watching the channel. I've been knowing Bo for 20 years. So, though, some of you guys may feel like, I'm taking advantage of Bo, or, Bo is not an employee or nothing. Bo came around at the perfect time. A time when I'm ready to do, or just about ready to do, a bunch of home projects. And we're wrapping up the season where, I can get a little bit of help on just a few of the little jobs that we're doing. But Bo coming out here and working from time to time, it's helping him more than it's helping me. I don't care what anybody says. Well, dealing with Bo there's a lot of hassle, a lot of stuff. So y'all see the pine straw they put down? They put the pine straw down too early. What a nightmare. What a nightmare it's going to be to get all those leaves out of that pine straw. If they just waited, it'd be a lot easier. All that pine straw right there too. So, yeah, it's going to be, and this is just the first drop. Look, there's a lot of green on the trees still. So I'd have never put it takes us longer, and it looks terrible. I mean, just doesn't make sense to me, man. I hate that. So if your customer is trying to get you to put pine straw down right now, look, I'd just wait. And I'd tell them the same thing. Because it's hard to get all these leaves. There's a lot of leaves. Well, ain't you glad we ain't on that job over there no more? I wouldn't mind it. It wasn't that bad, was it? We'll be back over there. They loved everything that we did. So, I wanted to tell y'all this, just information. So y'all know that I paid the man lift off last month, right? And they're supposed to stop the automatic withdrawals. Don't you know that I got a freaking invoice, an email invoice from them saying, well, the invoice says, you know, $50-something for insurance. It doesn't. The machine's not on there no more, but they still gonna try to take the insurance money. It's shady as hell, dude. I'm gonna have to spend 15 minutes freaking calling them and everything. It's just stupid shit, dude. You can't depend on folks to do their job, right? If I ran my business like a lot of these banks and institutions run their business, I'd be bankrupt a long time ago. You know, it just kills me that they gonna still try to get the insurance money. It's, you know, so I mean, that can really screw you up, because if you don't pay the invoice, and I don't owe them nothing, you know, they're gonna be on try to damn put a bad report on my credit because I won't pay the insurance, and I'm going. But see, it was automatic payment, so it creates a problem because I don't want to wait until the 15th. The $50 ain't gonna make or break me, but we ain't having it. Gotta kick it. Okay, guys, so that's a wrap on the day, man. I got all those done. Well, I got one more I'm gonna hit on the way home. Pretty easy, just to kind of. Well, that'll fill out the day. Probably did right around $800. Yeah, something like that. Maybe not quite 8. Okay, y'all, so I was gonna go ahead and do the other property, but I'm gonna stop by my mechanic shop to pick up a check. And one of their customers here wants me to come and look at some tree work. So yeah, that I'm not going to be doing that job today. That last mow, we're gonna have to put it on tomorrow. But you never know, man. I don't know if he's the type that's going to spend money or what. Well, to get me to do it, he's gonna have to. So, and every time I look at a job, y'all, I learn a little something, man. I learn, you know, well, I learn what people are kind of looking for. I learn how to communicate better. I learn how to sell myself better. I learn how to price things better, you know. But tomorrow we're not working because it's going to be freezing in the morning. And so I'll just go over there and do that one tomorrow. You know, give me something to do tomorrow. So, but I'll get some footage over here. And yeah, man, it's good to have friends though, man, that know people that know people that know people. See, my mechanic, they're the mechanic to go to all around here, man. And they know a lot of people, man, a lot of people. So, you know, I just hope it's a job where I can just do with the Bobcat. I like for the Bobcat to do everything and me make money. Once the Bobcat is easy to run, it's just, I'm not pulling in nowhere though. Okay, y'all, let me turn the camera off. Okay, y'all, so I'm over here and he wants to take this tree right here out. Okay, y'all, so we just picked up this job right here, and I did this one a little bit different than I did the other one. I told him, you know, I'm not doing this one by the day or nothing. I told him $2,000. And I can go over the scope when we come over here and do it. He agreed. he's good. He said he's good with that. He said, let me know when you can come do it. And I'm like, okay. So he doesn't want to do it next week. He said he would do it this week, but it's a little late in the week for me to be planning all that. Got a lot of other things already in the works. But removing this tree right here is going to be a part of it. So this is going to be a little bit sketchy. I could do it, but it's going to be a little bit sketchy. It sure is close to the house. But see, I'll get all those limbs right there with the man lift right off the top. Because the man lift go right here on the concrete. I'll go straight up and cut that crap off right off the top. You know, what's really leaning is the trunk. But you get the trunk, you get all these limbs off of it. You can drop it right down. You can pull that whole tree down. But I wouldn't do the whole thing. I would just take the top out and then come down 8 or 9 foot, 10 foot, 12 foot, whatever, and then notch it and do it again. Notch it and do it again. So you need the bobcat over here, you need the man lift over here, and you need the grapple bucket. I don't have to haul nothing out of here. I don't have to burn nothing. So he's got 5 acres here. So yeah, just picked up another tree job, y'all. That's how it goes, man. It's signed, sealed, and delivered. When Southern men shake hands on it, it's a done deal. And the old man just shook my hand on it. He said, let's do it. I'm like, okay. So I love it, man. I love it. I know all the haters gonna think, well, you can't do that. Hide and watch. I'll get that tree. I'll get that. No problem. So y'all see, man, $2 grand over here to take out one tree and trim up a couple of trees and get some dead limbs down, and then, you know, miscellaneous. I tried to factor in, you know, about how long it's going to take, but I wanted to do a little better than I did last week on that other job. You got to learn from the jobs. If my thinking is, if I can get the people to commit to letting me come over here for initial money, then they can see everything that I can do. And then once a lot of people see that, and they see that I'm doing what I say, that I'm you know, showing up like I'm supposed to, that I'm qualified and all that, once people see that, dude, put it this way, I usually have people getting me to do more work than what we initially agreed on, usually more times than not. Usually when they commit to something like that, and with a wooded property like that, there's thousands to be made over there. So I'll get 2, and then we'll see what's up, you know. And keep in mind, a property like that, that's what you want if you're me. The wooded lot, the big trees everywhere, the people not being able to do the work themselves, you know, and all that. And, you know, that'll be a repeat customer. Guarantee it. Shit, I'm stoked, man. That'll be, you know, about like me being over there at the bamboo site. See, when you know, when all the work that I've done at the bamboo site, and people, you know, come in the comments all the time, and you ain't charging enough and all this and that. But see, what you can't put a number on is I'm learning. I love it, man. Look how close I am to my house. We're passing by the HOA we did yesterday. That's how close I am to my house. Love it. Love it. I guarantee you, though, I can already tell. And you got to be able to read people a little bit. I mean, I'm getting better at that. I ain't mastered it or nothing, but I guarantee you, he's that guy that'll spin the 2, and then he'll see everything that we're getting done, and then he'll be like, you know, what'd you charge to move that tree right there, Ray? What'd you charge to do that? Can you do that too? How much you charge to do all this other stuff? And I might be able to get three or 4 out of him. You know, I'm going in for the $2,000. That'll get me there. $2,000 will get me there, and $2,000 will get me there to get that tree down. And see, I don't have to buy anything to do that tree. I got everything: rope, saws, man lift, bobcat. Come on, dude. If I had to go rent a man lift, then that'd be $400. That would be $800 for 2 days. You know, so that'd be $400 that I'd have to, you know, the rental on. It'd be more than that, because the man lift's going to help out in a lot over there. It's going to help me get the rope where I want it to go too. Y'all see, well, you guys that watch the channel, y'all know that I've done a lot of tree stuff on the channel. Quite a bit, actually. And things just, I mean, dude, it's just like, things just open up for you, man. When you're trying to, you know, I know I get my haters, and I know I get my grief, and I know I don't do everything just right. But when you're honest, hardworking, outgoing, easy to deal with, and not desperate for money, that's a recipe. I said that's a recipe to make money. That's a recipe for jobs that drop in your lap. And that's what happens. I mean, these jobs, I've not done any advertising. This dude walked up to me. You know, the job last week, the lady called me. I didn't reach out. I'm not you know, begging for work or nothing. They're reaching out to me. I'm just sitting there. Well, I'm doing everything that I can do, meaning keeping my equipment on standby. Okay, true enough, I'm down the brush cutter, but I've done everything that I can do to get the brush cutter back going again. I've taken it back. I've taken it to the dealer. What more can I do? Right? And then not only have I taken it to the dealer, I've called them today, and they are waiting on the bearings and the seal to come in. So, yeah. But that's just some things that I've noticed, you know, about me as I've evolved a little bit, and I learned, you know, when I think about what I look for when a contractor comes to my house to do work, I think about some of the traits that I have, right? That I display when I'm meeting with a potential customer, and what I look for in a contractor. And all those things that I said, you know, doing what you say, and being reliable, accountable, dependable, blah, 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 that's what I am. Yeah, there's bigger outfits out there that could do more work, that, you know, is this and that and this, you know. Of course there is. There's always going to be somebody bigger and better and prettier. Always. But I do all right. And, you know, a lot of homeowners like that, they'd rather deal through, you know, word of mouth and all that than to hire one of these tree companies. Just because these tree companies, they are really expensive. Well, Ray, you're just too cheap, man. You don't know your numbers. I know this, that if I can go over there and do that job, not break nothing, of course not get hurt, and I can make $2,000 on the scope of work that me and him talked about, I'm making money. Don't care what anybody says in the comments. I'm rolling the dice on how long it'll take me now. Last week I was I was doing you know, an old friend a favor, and of course, you know, they're still paying a lot of money. You know, $5,600 last week. That's you know, that ain't chump change. for the average household. It ain't chump change to me. And I notice that every time I meet with a customer, I'm getting a little bit better and more confident about what I'm selling, because that's really what you're doing. You're selling, you know, your know-how. Of course, the mechanics have already told him, hey, you know, because I was at my mechanic shop when the mechanic, I think the mechanic went and picked him up because they were working on his motorhome, went and picked him up and brought him back to their shop. And when they did, the guy walked up to me and the mechanic introduced me to him. And that's, you know, relationship building 101. Now, a tree company that knows their numbers or don't know their numbers, whatever, if they go over there, they're going to be able to do it a lot quicker than me. But they're going to charge probably a lot more than me. And like I said when I was pulling up over there, you know, if I can get the Bobcat to do most of the work, that's what I want, man. I don't mind. My Bobcat is, it don't cost me nothing to run it until something breaks. Yeah, the brush cutter broke last week. Yeah, that ain't a big deal. If it had cost me $2,000, I'd have been all right. I got a fund set up just for those type of things. I'm not never too broke to fix an attachment as long as it makes business sense. It's got to make business sense to me. If it don't make sense, then that's different. Damn, man, I want to get me a Chick-fil-A, but ain't no freaking place to park. Kudos to Ray for getting another freaking tree job. Love it.